The 2014 World Cup, where the US were actually in this tournament, and Germany gave us the funny number. But today, I'm going to be grading every single shirt, home and away, from each of the 32 teams in the tournament. This is going to be a little bit different from the 2010 kits video, where this time, instead of looking at a PowerPoint that I created in advance, this is just a raw reaction.
Where's the culture at?
I just think this will be a better way of approaching it. Now, if you want me to grade the 2018 shirts, get this video to 5,000 likes. Simple as. So let's begin, shall we, with Brazil's home shirts. This is a very classic shirt. Yellow base, green trim, that's pretty much it. And I like it for that reason. Of course, for Brazilians, I don't think they look back fondly on this shirt. They had Fred wear it, and the other incident. Brazil's away shirts features a blue base with a nice little pattern, but besides that, there's no trim, there's really nothing else. I feel like if you added just another color, like a yellow like 2010, it would look so much better. So really, wasted potential. Mexico's home shirt from 2014. Fantastic design. Green base, badge in the middle, which usually I'm not a big fan of, but it works this time. And the little lightning bolts, I really like that. You have like these green lines kind of breaking it up too to give it a little bit of texture. Personally, I think this is one of the best Mexican shirts in the last like 10 years. Now, Mexico's away shirts, I'm not as big of a fan of. I don't know, the pattern just makes me feel like I'm watching my relative slowly die. I feel like if you inverted this shirt, made it black, had the red as like the little heartbeat thing, maybe added some white and green, it looks so much better. So this one, I'm not really feeling it. Croatia's home shirt from 2014, kind of tricky to grade. I mean, it's just the standard checkered pattern. You never see this really change besides maybe more squares, less squares, all that kind of stuff. Croatia's home shirt unironically looks like something I could grab from the mall. Now, Cameroon's home shirts, on the other hand, are fantastic. Here's the thing with Puma. They screw up all the time when it comes to clubs. At times it feels like they're just deliberately doing it. But with African nations, these motherfuckers never miss. Since basically 2014, African kits have just looked beautiful. I mean, it is just imbued with culture, and that's what you want to see in a shirt. And when it comes to the Cameroon home shirts, it's just like a collage of culture. I love it. And I mean, if it's not broken, don't fix it. They did the same thing with the away shirt, but it's just a yellow palette this time. Personally, I like the green more, so I'm gonna have to lower the grade on this one. What up, fellas? Just a quick break in the video. I recently featured in a video with HR Vizak where we ranked every single World Cup country. There's some differing takes here there. It was just an overall really fun video to make, and it's a banger, so definitely go check it out. And be sure to also subscribe to HR Vizak. He just hit 30,000. If we can get this man to, hell, I don't know, 35,000, that'd be sick. But if you want to check out the video, there'll be a link in the description and up in the annotations. Yeah, the Netherlands home shirts, it's kind of plain. I like basic, don't get me wrong. This is way too basic though. Now the away shirts, completely different story. This is like nostalgia to me, so I feel like I'm gonna grade this higher than it should be. But it is just such a slick shirt. I mean, when you think of this shirt, you think of when Spain were absolutely dismantled by the Netherlands. More specifically, you think of Robin van Persie's header. Chile's home shirt, much better than 2010, I will say that. But I do like the color differences here. There's a red base, there's some white here or there. I love the touch of the blue collar. Personally, when I think of this shirt, I think about the Brazil-Chile match where Chile definitely should have won. Chile's away shirts, yeah, I'm not really feeling this one. One note, I guess, is that this is the shirt that was used against Spain when they beat them 2-0. So, Spain's home shirt is really nice. It doesn't have those same signature colors of the dark blue, the gold, and the red. It's just basically red with some gold trim. But it works. There's like a little gradient on the side too. It's unfortunate, I think we only saw this kit once because Spain used their white shirt, which I'm not gonna grade because I think that was just a one-off thing. It's alright though, I guess. But I think this kit really just sums up the Spanish golden generation. It kind of puts a tie on it, a little bow on it before they crash out of the World Cup. When I think of the black Spanish away shirts, no Spanish colors whatsoever. That's the first initial thought I actually had way back in 2014. But you know, looking back, it's a cool design. And David Villa scored his last World Cup goal in this shirt. Australia's shirt is very basic. It's very much just the template that Nike had back then, a different colored collar with just a solid base. I mean, it just looks like something from a country club. So what What was Australia's away shirt anyways? Oh, it's the same thing, basically. It looks even more country club. Don't get me wrong, I like the color better here, so I'll give it a better grade. But it's very basic. Colombia 2014. Classic. When I think of this shirt, I think of Samba football in Colombia. Jackson Martinez, James Rodriguez. That was a fun Colombian side to watch, man. The good old days. But it's such a nice shirt. I think it's one of the best Colombian shirts in recent time. And that's really saying something, because I think the 2018 shirt is pretty good. Now, Colombia's away shirt, not as inspiring. It's pretty much just the template that Adidas used. And it's not like the colors really pop out at you. It's a dull red and a navy blue. Yeah, not that great. Greece. I completely forgot they were in this World Cup. How are they doing? Definitely not that great. I'll give credit where credit's due with Greece's. There's like a little bit of white on the collar and on the sleeves. That's really about it though. Greece away, it's basically just the same thing. This one speaks to me just a little bit. I like the color. I like how it looks. I won't be too harsh on this one. So disregard everything I said about Puma earlier. They kind of missed here, I'll be honest. The issue here is just the design on the Ivory Coast shirt is all the way up in the sleeves. I can't really find a view of the back, but at this point it really doesn't matter. If it's not on the front of the shirts, I don't care. The away shirt is pretty much the same thing. Everything I say just ages like milk. Japan's home shirts. Not as impressive as we've seen in recent time. The pink was a very interesting color when I first saw it. I remember Japan's away. I don't think they used it once. Maybe they did, I don't know. Japan's away. Oh, yeah, safe to say, the Japanese away shirt, probably our first F. Costa Rica in the 2014 World Cup was a massive surprise to everyone. You had Keylor Navas making a name for himself, Brian Ruiz at his peak, Joel Campbell was still young and actually decent, and this team quite literally defeated Italy and Uruguay and then drew against England, and they made it all the way to the quarterfinal. But in terms of their shirts, it's not that great. It's like they just took a white shirt, slapped a giant red Nike sign in the middle of it. And by the way, this kit was not made by Nike. So yeah, as opposed to Costa Rica's fantastic run all the way to the quarterfinal, their kit definitely doesn't match up to that. The red away shirt looks cleaner. It still has the weird blue Nike swoosh in the middle, but there's like a little bit of gold you can see. I mean, it's better, but I'm still not really digging it. So I've been using real pictures, and like the picture, if it's behind a white background, whatever you call it, like a model picture, I don't know. I definitely will say the Uruguayan shirt looks a lot better in person, but it's still a nice shirt. There's like a subtle sun design right behind the badge. I think Uruguay did something in 2010 with the sun. I can't be for sure though. But just the touches of gold, I really like the color. You have like 3 stripes. It's white on blue on gold. Nice stuff there. Now, I know for a fact the away shirt is gonna look terrible. The away shirt looks terrible. We have Italy's home shirt next. Firstly, I love when these types of nations that use a completely different color to their flag incorporate their flag into the kit itself. But the blue collar, kind of boring. I think what they could have done is maybe made the color darker blue, kind of like what we're seeing right now. Italy's away shirt kind of looks like a baseball jersey. What I don't really like is that they just kind of put like a blue thing around the collar but didn't complete it. And then they did the same thing with the sleeves. I get the Italian flag design on the other one was pretty cool. This just looks very spotty. England home shirts. I've already talked about this before. 2014, terrible. It's so plain and pretty much sums up like that period of English football. You can do a classic English shirt right. We saw that all the way back in 2020 with the little dark blue collar and stuff. I mean, hell, even like back in the 90s when they had like the dark blue and light blue combo. That was pretty cool. I like that. This is just boring as shit, man. And I'm sure the away shirt is the same exact thing because that's what they did in 2010. Oh, look, that's exactly what they did. F. France in 2014. Remember Karim Benzema? Oh yeah, I forgot Valbuena's on this team as well. In terms of the French home shirt, I will say this. As a kit, it looks great. The blue, white, red, I like it. It's clean. But when it comes to just the shirt itself, again, country club. It's like I'm looking at something pretentious. France's away shirt kind of reminds me of Alexandre Villaplan. And if you know anything about the Alexandre Villaplan story, yeah, I mean, ever since reading that story, I have not looked at black and white striped shirts the same way. And even though this shirt isn't exactly black and white, it still has that same pattern, and I mean gray, it's basically just lighter black. That ridiculous story being said, I don't hate this shirt. I think it's one of the better French away shirts in recent time, but then again, the French away shirts have not been good since 2006. Switzerland's home shirt, red base, a little bit of white here or there. The sleeves, again, have that spotty design I'm just not a big fan of. There's a giant subtle Swiss cross in the middle of the shirt too. And when I think of this shirt, I think Xherdan Shaqiri. The Swiss away shirt is pretty much just colors inverted, and yeah, that's about it. Ecuador's home shirt doesn't look anything special when you see it in person. If you take a closer look though, there's like an actual design, kind of similar to the 2014 Dutch away shirt. Ecuador's away shirt, basically just the colors inverted, but this one looks better. As opposed to Honduras' 2010 shirts, these are kind of disappointments. Their 2014 home shirt is still okay though. Their away shirt on the other hand, yeah, I'm not really digging it. So we go into our next group where we have Argentina's home. I think this is one of the best Argentinian shirts in the last decade. I just love with striped shirts when they kind of stop right at the sleeves. There's just a solid color. I think that's the best way sleeve shirts are done. Many people will disagree with that because they like to see the stripes continue onto the sleeve. But if you take a closer look onto the shirt, there's like some texture within the stripes themselves. But of course, when I think of this shirt, I think of Lionel Messi during his peak at the World Cup. I mean, everyone who watched that tournament remembers Messi's performances. They were so fun to watch. Argentinians, I'd suggest looking away because the next shirt we look at is the one that you lost with in the final. You have the blue gradients, different little patterns creating some texture, gold touches here or there. It's a good shirt. Nigeria. So I say that with disappointment because before 2018, when Nike gave us some of the most beautiful shirts known to man, Nigeria were getting these types of shirts.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
And considering the fact that at the time, Nigeria were seeing their rivals, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Ghana, their largest rivals, getting these kits that just pop out at you, I'm sure they were pretty pissed about that. Nigeria's away. Very underwhelming. We go on to another team that suffered the Adidas template, Bosnia Herzegovina. It feels like Bosnia were just given the same treatment that San Marino and Liechtenstein usually get. And then the away shirt. I could probably buy this without the badge for like $40 at my local Dick's in 2014. Now finally, some actual inspiration. Iran's home shirts. This is where they started to get a little bit more creative. The red line across the chest, I'm not the biggest fan of, but then you have the leopard design on pretty much the base of the entire shirt. It's not Iran's best creation, but it's still solid. Now, Iran's away. Looking at it now, it's very underrated. You can see the leopard design even better on this one, and then there's like a cool rectangle design on the neck. This is a pretty good shirt. I don't really know why people don't rate it more. Germany 2014. If there is one thing that you could remember about the 2014 World Cup, it is that design on the front of the home shirt. It is a classic. Honestly, I think it's better than the old designs that everyone talks about. I've already mentioned how I like the incorporation of flags, and this one just nails it. Germany's away, very much fondly remembered by all Brazilians. This is definitely not as good as the home shirt, but I think it's still a solid one. USA 2014. The white shirt has tons of memories. But we're not judging this based off of memories. You strip away those memories, this is basically just like an England shirt. Aside from maybe a touch of red here or there, there's nothing else. And also, the entire kit is white. Now, there are mixed opinions about the away shirts. For me, I still don't really like it. I remember when I first saw this shirt and thought of the bomb pop. It's grown on me ever since, but again, I still don't really like it. The Portuguese will want to forget about this World Cup, but that shirt, that home shirt, is just so slick. The gradient design already looks amazing behind just a white background, but you put that on in person, it looks even better somehow. I just love the combination of colors. The bright red kind of representing that new era of Portugal, and then you still have the dark wine red representing that old era of Portugal, like Figo and even Ronaldo, really. I have heard rumors about wine red returning for the 2022 World Cup. I hope to God that they're true. And then we have the away shirt, which I'm really glad never saw the light of day in the World Cup, because It's trash. Novak Djokovic would look better in this than Cristiano Ronaldo. I've already mentioned my issue with the Ivory Coast shirts where the design is all the way in the back, but at least with Ghana, it pops out. I really love the design, I just wish there was more of it, and for that reason I'll have to knock it down a couple notches. Now, Ghana's away shirt. It's beautiful. Just like Cameroon, this is a top 5 for me. The culture collage you're seeing here, and then also just the addition of the black stars on the sleeves. I think it's even better than Cameroon for that reason. On to our final group now, and we have Belgium first. There's 2 designs on the shirt that do work well with each other. It's just that they're on one side of their shirts. It just feels a little awkward. Belgium's away shirt. I don't really have many thoughts about it. There's the double sash. I like the black color. It's probably on the same level as the home shirt, really. Ah, I forgot. It appears that Algeria also is neglected by Puma. There's not much else to say. It's a plain white shirt with some light green trim. That's it. The away shirt, it's basically the same thing, man. Ooh. Russia's actually kind of nice. So right off the bat, this is kind of different from the recent Russian shirts where it's just a normal red. This one is a much darker. But personally, I liked this era of like 2014 to 2016 when Russia did this. And then you have the gold Adidas stripes. And then this really cool design going up the side. I don't know what it is, but it's really sick. This is pretty underrated. Now, Russia's away shirt. Yeah, I don't really like it. And finally, our last team, South Korea. There's really not much happening besides a little sleeve design here that kind of reminds me of like a American football jersey. It's definitely not as good as 2010, where South Korea had like an actual design subtly there on the base, but I do like the colors. South Korea's away shirt though, basically the same thing except the stripes are differentiated. Unfortunately, we'll have to end this grading on a low mark. I'm not very impressed by this one. But those are all of the World Cup 2014 shirts graded. If you'd like to see 2018, as I said before, if we can get this video to 5,000 likes, I'll make it happen. But of course, a massive shout out to all our patrons, Andre Root, Janos Balas, Piano FN, Alex Rod, Antonio, Daniel Ortiz, Dark Wolf 476, Ethan Scaraccio, Francisco Hernandez, Joseph Bonfante, Nguyen Din Mintang, The Motor Drive, Victor, Ariel L. Floor, Declan Malloy, Dominic Griffin, Emmett Shea, Lewis, Tomicus, Trevor Batson, Andres Never Here, Big Bird, Billy Jack Jory, Cash Getty, Krista Maseno, Exo, FIFA America, Atacha the Homie, It's Nilfo, James Huggett, Ken Ramirez, Mark Morcos, Max Grenadier, Nicholas Baptista, Nickel Chips, President Pulisic, Tyler Avon, and Unbroken Persona. If you'd like to join the Patreon, there'll be a link down below and up in the annotations. You can follow my Twitter if you'd like, follow my Instagram if you want, and by the way, thank you for 1,000 likes on the photo. It happened in less than a day, so shout out to you guys. Follow my TikTok, we're trying to get to 8,000 there, and of course, you can follow my inactive Twitch. But until then, I'll see you guys.